just finished practice. Did pretty good. We're out here doing our maintenance and tire work for tomorrow. So all we gotta do is take them to Hoosier in the morning and get them balanced. What'd you think of the car during practice?
That's pretty good. It was first round sucked. Second round was a lot better. We were 4/10 quicker. Added some stagger to it. Changed the split and stagger. Got the car rotating in the middle better. So we went 4/10 quicker. We were 21.3. Fastest I've ever been in the 21.9. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, get some footage like that.
We got Mr. Rick and Mr. Dale out here.
Huh?
I said we got Mr. Rick and Mr. Dale out here doing some tires.
Drivers, start your engines. Where was I? Oh, just 2 years ago, they did not have the pavement car. Didn't plan on it.
What's up, guys? You're here with Kyle Steffens on board. We're getting ready to start Indianapolis Raceway Park, USAC Silver Crown. We were at the track for several days due to rain delays and cold temps. Enjoy the ride. I'm going to talk you through the race. We just took the green flag and we're rolling around, just figuring out the car, feeling it out. We got 100 laps to go. Everybody's dicing around, trying to figure out the car, the track, get into position to see where everything's going to end up and get to lap 50 to see where things sort out. I got Trey Burke on the inside, looking, spotters in my ear saying inside, inside, trying to carry momentum through the middle to the high side of the track to get ahead of them, to keep position in front of him to not lose a spot. Later on, he settles back. About this point, we're to lap 25 or so we're a quarter of the way through the race. Fuel's starting to burn off. The rear of the car is getting a little looser. I'm having to adjust the weight jacker knobs. I just went by, I think, Dakota Armstrong. He's on the bottom of the track. I'm still rolling middle to top. IRP is finicky because there's a split where the banking progresses and digresses, and you want to stay up on the progressive banking to hold the speed. So as you can see, made that pass for position and he's fallen back a few spots. At this point, we're at a bit of a lull. We're just in the middle of the race, pacing, and that's part of asphalt racing. Is you get the pacing, And especially for me, not being really a veteran at asphalt racing, I'm learning how far I can push the car and how far I can push the tires to lap 100. At this point, the car is starting to lose traction on the rear. I've taken about 4 turns out of the right rear coil, and I've taken 2 or 3 out of the left rear to drop the rear end down to promote more traction to help the car. You can see my arm right there moving, twisting the knob. Trey Burke's pulled back in. At this point, we're a few car lengths behind Kaylee Bryson, actually 3/10 better, is what the spotter let me know, but the car's starting to fall off. Car's getting looser. I'm still trying to maintain position, running up the track a little further using the banking. The tires are obviously falling off, fuel load's burning off, car's getting a little bit harder to handle. The guys behind me, their cars seem to be working a little bit better on the long run. At this point, we're settled back in. Car's working pretty well. We've picked about 4 or 5 spots back up on the guys behind us. At this point, I think I'm chasing down Russ Gamester, who was falling off a tad bit, and I'm trying to get around him to get back up to Kaylee Bryson. For your guys' sake, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut forward here because it's pretty much the same thing every lap. We're just pacing. We haven't had a yellow flag yet. It's coming up. Stay tuned. to about lap 60 or so, Armstrong's got back underneath me. Car's loosened up quite a bit. I've taken about as many turns as I can out of the weight jackers to get the rear end of the car down. The temperature gauge is starting to climb a little bit. We had tape on the grill, so I'm watching that and praying for a yellow flag. That way we can get the tape pulled off the front of this car and get back in and get it cooled down. Still in the rhythm here, making laps, logging laps. The goal this day was to make 100 laps to finish the race. We had a lot of turmoil this season. We wanted to log all the laps, learn as much as we could per lap. That way going into 2024 we'd have some good momentum. Yellow flags come out. I knew at this point I had to get to pit road as soon as possible to survey the engine heat issue and get tape pulled off the front. Yellows come out. I'm pulling down pit road. I've checked my gauges. The motor's running a little bit hot. It's 240. Alcohol motor at 240 is never a good sign. I know we had the grill taped up because it was around 40 degrees that day. We wanted to try to keep heat in the engine. Obviously on a long 50 lap run, or I believe we were at 60 laps at this point, the motor was running hot. So I'm pulling down pit road to get tape pulled off, have everything looked at. That way there's no catastrophic failure. Taking a look down at my brake bias gauge to see where the setting was at before I pull back off pit road onto the track. Had the guys do a quick look at the gauges, at the engine, pushed me back off. As I'm pulling out on pit road, it's pretty sketchy. There was a crash right here and there's a wrecker blocking pit road, so I had to swerve around that to get back around the track, pulled the clutch in, and to resume racing. Right here at this point, Cody Swanson drives in a little too deep and takes Bishak out into the wall. I think Cody lost brakes or something that's not normal. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, guys. At about lap 70, we broke the right rear trailing arm that hooks onto the bird cage. We lasted the whole 100 laps. We ended up P13 for the day, but it was a struggle to get the car to drive. And I had actually assumed it broke around lap 50 or so because the car started overdriving the left rear. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to keep putting out more videos like this.